Hey there everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to write the perfect paragraph using the TEEL strategy. My name's Damon and for a number of years now I've privately tutored over 30 English students. And I've found that one of the biggest challenges that they have is that they don't know how to write a well-structured paragraph. But fear no more, because this is the bulletproof structure that is going to help you actually explain and elaborate on your points in a way that is logical and coherent. So first we're going to go through the board and look at how these parts work, and then I'm going to give you an example of me actually implementing this structure in a paragraph. So first we've got the topic sentence, and here we need to answer the question and summarize our argument. We need to inform the reader what it is we're actually trying to prove here. So you can look at the question and actually pretty much put that in your own words and write your response to it. It's important here to be quite general because this is the very start of your paragraph. You want to sort of summarize and encapsulate what you're trying to write about. Then we move on to the explanation. Here we add a little bit more detail. Because the topic sentence should only be 1 or 2 sentences, it's not sufficient enough to actually answer the question properly. We need to elaborate on it. We need to go in a little bit more detail. And I'll show you exactly how we can do that when I write the paragraph myself. So at this point we've probably got 4 or 5 sentences. We've got a topic sentence, we've explained it in a little bit more detail. This one can probably be a little bit longer than your topic sentence, but now we need something that's going to support what we've previously said. This is sort of my addition to the normal 4-letter TEEL strategy, is this third E. Okay, it's actually explaining the evidence, because what I see some of my students do is they do these first 3 really well, but then they really forget to actually explain the evidence and link it back to the question, because that's what your evidence is trying to do. You're trying to use the evidence to actually prove that what you've said here is correct. So everything that follows this topic sentence is really just supporting that topic sentence to prove that what you've said there is correct. So we need the evidence to actually link back to what you're trying to prove. You can't just leave your evidence sitting there. So we must link the evidence to the question. Now the final stage is leading out, where we need to reinforce, and here I say don't repeat because that's what a lot of students do, your main argument. So you need to find a way that you can actually reinforce what you've been saying rather than just repeating what you've been saying, because no one wants to finish a paragraph and just read a sentence that you've already said somewhere else. So you need to find a new, fresh way of actually reinforcing and stating what you've previously been arguing about. So that's the strategy. Remember it every time you write a paragraph, and even if what you're writing isn't of the best quality, at least your structure can hold you in good stead. For me personally, that's what happened. I was never the best writer, but I knew this structure. I learnt it in year 7 and I practiced it and I perfected it, and my structure was always on point, even when my actual writing wasn't that great. So let's have a look at what that paragraph is looking like. So this is a paragraph I gave to a year 9 class, and it was on themes, and we focused our attention on the theme of friendship in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So this would be a paragraph that you might write in an essay question that's asking you to talk about narrative elements, where you also might be talking about setting and characterization, for instance. But this paragraph is focusing on theme, and we looked at the theme of friendship. So we've got a very clear focus. So my topic sentence is: the narrative convention of theme is an important element in the novel Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay, nothing crazy. It's very clear what my paragraph is going to be talking about. It's very clear what my focus is, but I still need a little bit more detail to actually answer the question. Also notice how I'm using key terms that would have been in the question, like narrative convention, using the title, theme, novel, all these key words. Okay, explanation. The theme of friendship plays a major role in developing the story and interplay between the major characters. In this Harry Potter book in particular, the relationships that Harry, Ron and Hermione share with each other are tested as conflict begins to emerge between them. Ron and Hermione seem to constantly argue as Ron tries to protect Scabbers from Crookshanks. Harry is challenged to try and ensure that the friendship between them is maintained. So here I'm providing more detail about what I've said here. So how I've done that is I've actually focused on one thing that I've said here, and I've pretty much written a few sentences just about that thing. So I focused on theme. So notice here I didn't actually say what the theme was, but here I do. And here I talk about how the theme of friendship is actually developed in the novel and how it actually changes what's happening in the novel. So now we know a little bit more information about the topic sentence. So we're just explaining that further here. Now I've got my evidence. So now I'm backing up what I've said previously. Can't you give her a break? Harry asked Ron quietly. So using good evidence is really important. I've used this because I think it shows how Harry has to intervene between Ron and Hermione because there's tension there. Now I'm explaining my evidence, so I'm not just leaving it there, I'm using it to actually relate back to my topic sentence to prove what I've said here is correct. The conflict that develops between Ron and Hermione presents a theme of friendship. As such, readers care about the characters and how they interact with each other more. Okay, so I've said it's an important element. I'm basically saying how it's an important element because it makes the readers care more. So I'm leading out now, wrapping it all up. Through the complex relationship that Harry, Ron and Hermione share, the theme of friendship is developed in the novel. So I'm reinforcing my key points. I'm reinforcing what I'm really trying to prove. I haven't repeated a sentence that I've said here, I'm just reinforcing it. And you'll notice that the concluding sentence, the lead out part, is pretty much the same as the topic sentence. It's quite similar, but it's expressed in a different way, so it sounds fresh, and that means that there can be a smooth transition between this paragraph and the next one. Hope this helps you guys. Good luck with the paragraph writing. Let me know in the comments below how you're implementing this and if it's helping you or not, and if there's any recommendations on future videos that I can do to help you guys out. Thanks for watching.